What's up, everyone? This is Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3 FES. Last time, we fought against Nyx. We managed to stop her and save the world, though at a cost of our own life. In this episode, we had rewound time. That's actually a little hard to say, because we still have one final thing that we have to accomplish. And it's taken a while to prepare for this. How long? Oh, quite a bit. We have a lot to go over, because once you beat the game, you get access to New Game Plus. New Game Plus allows you to go through the game again, though with some aspects carried over from your previous play file. Now, there are some things that are removed and others that are kept. So, we have a lot to go over before we do what we are actually going to be doing today. So, with New Game Plus, there are a lot of things that are removed. For instance, anything that is based around time is reset. What I mean by that is anything that had a time requirement is locked out to you. So, all of the Tartarus floors, all party members, as well as time-based events like getting access to the compendium, the antique shop, all of those types of things that had a specific day they unlocked. You can see that we are missing quite a few of our party members. That's because it is, well, July 18th. In terms of the game, this is right before the trip to Yakushima, so we are just about to get Aegis. However, we don't have Aegis or Koromaru or Ken because we haven't gotten to that part of the game yet. So those party members are not available to us. Speaking of party members, all of your party members gets wiped. Every single one of them, their stats, their skills, their evolved personas, and their equipment, those all go away. So they are all completely reset to when you first get them. In addition, all social links are also reset. So if you hadn't finished all of your social links, then you're gonna have to do it again if you want to get the social link item and be able to fuse the max social link persona. In addition, you yourself aren't completely immune to it by your character. All of your consumable items, as well as a lot of your key items, also are gone. So if you want your consumable items again, you're gonna have to get them from scratch. In addition, all of Elizabeth's requests are also reset, so you can get the rewards again, which is actually kind of nice, considering that you don't actually, well, you don't have any items. This also applies to Tartarus bosses. So any chests that you got from beating a Tartarus boss, those are also reset. So those are all the things that you lose upon New Game Plus. What exactly carries over? Well, for one, most of your character is carried over. You can see I've done a lot of grinding. But your level and your status, those all carry over. So if you were a charismatic badass genius at the end of the game, you're gonna be a charismatic badass genius when you start New Game Plus. So that carries over. Your money also carries over. So if you needed to, well, buy something from the compendium once you get access to it, or you want to get something from the shop, if you had a lot of money at the end of the game, you're gonna have a lot of money at the start of it. In addition, all equipment that you have on you is also kept. Your party members' equipment all gets deleted, but anything that you have not only equipped on you, but any extra equipment that you have is still kept. I can actually prove this because if I go to here, all of the special two-handed swords are still in my possession, which makes going through Elizabeth's request for getting all these things a lot easier. So any equipment that you physically are carrying, weapon, body armor, feet, and accessories, those are all kept. So if you have backup equipment, you can still outfit your party members as soon as you begin New Game Plus. There's still a few more things that you have available to you. For one, the Monad block, if you unlocked it, is still available. The rest of Tartarus is locked, but you still have access to the Monad block, which is good because that's where you're going to want to be doing a lot of training in New Game Plus. Shop merchandise is also kept, so you can buy anything from any of the shops as soon as you begin the game. So even if you don't have a lot of equipment on you, if you have a lot of money, you can still buy most of the good equipment in the game. And finally, the compendium. The compendium, oh, actually two things I completely forgot. Not only is the compendium kept over, but also your max social link items. Any, like, extra items that you get from doing, not social link, Elizabeth's request, those all get deleted. But if you got a item to fuse a persona via a max social link, those also carry over. So you can still fuse any persona that you had maxed out the social link from previously. This does create a little bit of problems with one persona though, but we'll get into that in very shortly. And finally, what I was saying earlier, the compendium. Your compendium gets saved and gets carried over to New Game Plus. So all of your personas carry forward to New Game Plus. Now that we've gone through everything that's new about New Game Plus, now we can start going with what we are actually doing today. For the most part, New Game Plus doesn't really add much. It allows you to go through the game with all the stuff that you had at the end of your first playthrough. However, there is one new thing that gets added. You'll remember, at the end of the main story, we had done all of Elizabeth's requests. All but one. Request number 55 does not open up until you start New Game Plus. That is what we're going to be doing today. Request number 55, defeat the ultimate opponent. Far below, beyond a door at the entrance of Tartarus, lies the ultimate adversary. Fight this opponent alone. Your reward for doing this is an omnipotent orb, which nullifies all damage except for almighty skills. It's the ultimate accessory, but this, as soon as you accept it, gives you access to the game's super boss. This is the most difficult opponent in the entire game. And we're going to be doing that today. Now, there is a lot of prep work that goes into fighting this opponent. You do not want to do it right after you beat the game. Believe me, there's a lot of prep work that goes into this. For one, it is highly recommended that you be at level 99. Once you hit level 99, your hit points and your spirit points all go up to the maximum. They just shoot straight up to 999. I've seen guides that recommend you be at least level 95, but 99 is a very safe bet. In addition, you're also going to want to have a good amount of weapons and armor. So here's what I'm going in with. I have the Lucifer's Blade, which gives me plus 10 to all stats, which does help a little bit, as well as being the most powerful one-handed sword. I have the Hollowed Plate, which is the second best body armor in the game. Ideally, you're going to want a piece of equipment called the Armor of Light, or something similar to that name. It is a heart item from Messiah. And you're going to want to make sure that if you fuse Messiah, you want to have the heart icon there. If it doesn't have a heart icon, you're gonna have to refuse it. I opted not to go for that because there was already a lot of training that needed to be done, and I really didn't want to spend more time than I have to, because it gets kind of tedious. But I did manage to get the Hollowed Plate, which is from a gold chest in the Monad block. Like I said, this is the second most powerful body armor. So I think this is a good substitute, but you're ideally going to want that Armor of Light. The feet, admittedly, doesn't really matter all that much. You're going to want to have feet armor that has a good ability. I have reduced stumble high, but you're going to want to just find some feet armor that just has a decent ability. I think this is a decent ability, but whatever floats your boat. The reason I say this is because you're going to want to have this accessory, the Divine Pillar. The Divine Pillar lowers your damage received, but also makes it so you cannot dodge attacks. This is the heart item from Alilat. Ideally, you're going to want to do this, and this is where a lot of my training went into, because I had to refuse Alilat and go through this. Also, I should make a note. If you are going to go for the Armor of Light, make sure that you save a copy of Messiah that is very close to getting the heart item, because Messiah is the only persona that has multiple heart items. You can get anything from, like, the Armor of Light, you could get Shoes of Light, you can get, like, armor pieces for Aegis, and you can even get the Omnipotent Orb, but don't equip it. If you're going to go after the ultimate opponent, do not equip the Omnipotent Orb. Trust me. So that is my equipment. What about my personas? There are certain personas that you are going to want to have. Some of them are absolutely required. You are required to have Hellel, Satan, Ananta, and Vishnu. These 4 personas are absolutely required. There is no exception. You have to have these personas, because you need to have the fusion spells Infinity and Armageddon if you want to win the fight. Without question. You cannot beat the opponent without these personas. Now, there are a few other personas that are highly recommended. For one, Orpheus Telos. You're going to want to have Orpheus Telos for this fight. Messiah is a decent substitute, and I have Messiah for other reasons. But you're going to want to have Orpheus Telos, since Orpheus Telos resists every single, well, status. Every single type of spell and physical attack. The reason why I mentioned earlier that Orpheus Telos is a little bit more difficult to get is the fact that the Cypher Mask was something that was given to you from the Velvet Room, and is something that is removed once you start New Game Plus. So if you want the Cypher Mask again, you're going to have to max out all social links again. Which is something that I just don't have time for. So this is what Orpheus Telos was at the end of the original adventure, minus the fact that I did some status ups. Ideally, there are a few different ways to go about this. I'm also going to have Messiah simply because I refused it to have high counter. If you could get a high counter on Orpheus Telos, that would be better, but I didn't have that, so I had to refuse Messiah to have it. This makes finishing off the fight a little bit more dangerous because high counter is primarily going to be helpful for finishing the battle. So that's what I'm going to have to be dealing with. And then, not really necessary, but recommended, is to have a persona with all of the auto skills. Luckily, Succubus has all of these auto skills, so we're going to start the fight with Succubus, and then just go on from there. So those are all of my personas. Now, let me go over one final thing that is very important before we get to this fight, and those are items. Because of the way New Game Plus is, all of your consumable items get completely removed. So you're going to have to rebuild these from scratch. There are certain items that are going to be absolutely essential. You're going to want precious eggs, which fully recover your SP. Somas are very much helpful in case you're starting to run low on SP and you're starting to hurt on health. Revival beads and bombs of life, completely useless, because you have to go through this alone. Let's see, what else is useful? Bead chains. These are also going to be helpful in case you don't need to recover SP, but you're really hurting on damage. I've got a lot of them, so hopefully 11's enough. And finally, homunculus. You're going to want a few homunculus for this fight. These are a little difficult to come by this early on, but if you can get to July, you can at least get 2 homunculus for free once you beat one of the Tartarus bosses. So I'd recommend at least waiting until July before you actually take on the opponent, just for those 2 free homunculus. I also have a plume of dust that I got for doing Elizabeth's request. That can be a little bit helpful in case things go awry. And I believe that is, that is pretty much all of the helpful items that you're going to want to have. So that's all the equipment, all the requests, all the items, and all the personas. Now we need to reach the bottom of the monad block, or the top, depending on how you look at it. And we're going to take on the ultimate opponent. So we have to get through the entirety of the monad block, but I'll save you guys the trouble. I'll meet you guys on the 10th floor of the monad block. I should also probably make a quick mention on what you should probably be doing as you're going through your days. Assuming you're not going to be going through social links again, there are a few things that you can do to better prepare yourself for this fight. One of the best things that I can say that you should do would be to try to raise up your main persona's skill, which would ideally be Orpheus Telos. You can do this through a few ways. The main way of raising up stats would be to go to the arcade. Different days have different machines that increase your persona's stats. The different machines can raise your persona's strength, magic, and agility. So those are 3 ways to be able to raise up 3 of the skills, but you're not going to be able to raise your endurance or your luck through the arcade. The other way to raise up your persona's skills are through the skill cards. You can get them through a few different means. You can get some of them from acing exams, but you can also get them from gemstones as well. These start to drop on the Arqua block of Tartarus, or the second block, really. And you can get gemstones that you can then exchange with the antique shop in order to get the cards. Ideally, you're going to want to try to get Onyx. Onyx will allow you to get any of the skill cards that you want. since those skill cards will always increase luck and a skill of your choice, usually dependent on Onyx and another gem. But you can get by with only Onyx. Now, what happens for your other days? Well, there's one thing that I've done that can be exceedingly helpful as you go about your days. What I did when I wasn't going through the arcade or doing anything like that is to head on over to the Naganaki Shrine and go and pray in front of the Inari Sushi. The Inari Sushi grants a random effect on you once per day, and this effect can range quite a bit. You can get certain passive abilities for you and your party members. Sometimes it will say like, you saw the face of one of your party members and their status increases, so that boosts up their stats. You can also get various other things that can affect your exploration in Tartarus, including better experience, better amount of money that you get from shuffle time, higher chance of fusion accidents, and higher chance of enemies dropping items. There's also a chance the shrine can transmogrify items and make them into something different. Some of these include transmogrifying Agilao gems into bee chains. And my personal favorite is transmogrifying rancid gravy into somas. That one specifically is pretty rare. However, the most common way that you can get it is 2 Agilao gems will transmogrify into a bee chain. And more commonly, well, it's still rare, but you would need 5 rancid gravies to transmogrify into a soma. So if you need other types of items, or if you just need an extra boost in Tartarus exploration, the shrine can be a very nice way of doing it, especially when you get increased experience or money. That can be very, very helpful and can cut down how many trips you're gonna need to take. So that is pretty much all that I have to say about what I've done for training purposes. So now that you guys know what I've been doing, now I'll meet you guys on the 10th floor. And we've made it to the 10th floor. And we're greeted by Elizabeth.
I have been waiting for you.
Huh?
The adversary I asked you to defeat is now standing before you.
You mean... you?
Yes, I am referring to myself. I have long sought an understanding of who I am, just as you and my master have done. Those who set foot in the Velvet Room are all destined to embark on this search for identity. I have come to know power in many forms. If I face one whose power exceeds my own, then I may discover an answer to my question. The truth of my existence. You may be able to give me that answer. Will you do me the honor of fighting me?
Of course. This was what you requested, was it not? It would be my honor.
You have my thanks. Now, shall we begin?
Let's. That is Elizabeth, Fuka.
Is it just me, or does it seem like she wants to fight?
Oh, she wants to fight, and I'm gonna give her one.
What? Her power is unbelievable! Who is she?
Like I said, this is our ultimate opponent, Elizabeth.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Elizabeth is unlike any foe we have fought up to this point. You will see why momentarily. However, we are going to first switch to Orpheus Telos. And let's start things off with a Matarunda. Go ahead and lower her attack while we can.
I make my living as an elevator attendant, but I know several effective ways of inflicting pain. Don't worry, I'm not as fragile as I look. Try to kill me, if you can.
Elizabeth has access to Cert. Not only that, she is the keeper of the compendium, which means she can effectively utilize any persona.
I have chosen.
However, she only has a set amount of personas. Just like we can only carry so many personas, so can Elizabeth. She also goes about the fight in a set order. So, the first step in her fight, she summons Cert. With Cert as her persona, she nullifies Strike, Light, and Dark, absorbs fire, and resists Almighty. And she only knows one skill, Mara Agidine. Alright, now, ideally it would be in our best interest to have had another elemental skill. Morningstar is decent, but one, it costs a lot of SP, and two, she resists Almighty in all of her forms. So Morningstar is going to be something that we're just going to be using to attack here while she has Cert. She also has access in all of her forms to all three styles of physical
Your
attacks.
fate's in the card.
And as her second persona, she summons Jack Frost. Uh-oh.
A token of my appreciation.
She also attacks twice every time we attack once. So if we use, say, Matarunda, its effectiveness is very limited, to say the least. But with Jack Frost, her attributes change. She now nullifies Strike, Light, and Dark, absorbs Ice, and resists Almighty, and knows the skill Mabufudai. So go ahead and hit her with an Agidine,
Your fate's in the card.
and thus she goes to her third persona, Thor. Ugh.
I apologize in advance.
With Thor, oh great, and all of my stats have now reverted. With Thor, she nullifies Pierce, Light, and Dark, absorbs electricity, and resists Almighty, and she knows only the skill Mazildine. The reason why I'm sticking so closely with Orpheus Telos is the fact that with Elizabeth, you have to be very, very careful what personas you use. For you see, if you use a persona that nullifies any of the types of attacks that she's using, including any physical attack, she will go straight to a Megadoilon to hit you for 9,999 damage. If you tried to straight up nullify any type of attack that she can throw at you, with say a magic mirror, a physical mirror, or even equipment, or you break her rules and bring someone else to the fight, she will just spam Megadoilon until you are dead. So this is why I'm going to be sticking primarily to Orpheus Telos. Now, I don't... I'm going to go with a Matarunda and lower her attack this turn, and then I'm going to heal. I think it's better if I lower her attack. That way I have a chance of living.
A token of my appreciation.
Okay, and only physical attacks. Okay. Her fourth phase is Cuckoo-Lane. Cuckoo-Lane, as she equips it, nullifies Pierce, Light, and Dark, absorbs Wind, and resists Almighty, and only knows the skill Magarudyne. Alright, so now that I am thoroughly dying, I'm gonna use a Beat Chain.
I apologize in advance.
Okay, and attack reverted.
Can you withstand this?
Oh, shoot! Yeah, okay. That was very bad. Okay. I really wish I had... if you could get high counter on Orpheus Telos, do so. That is the best thing you could possibly do for this fight. I have it on Messiah simply as a last well, to finish her off. Because there are two ways of going about this fight, but I'll get into those once I'm done detailing her personas. What she'd done there was gone to Metatron. As Metatron, she nulls Fire, Ice, Electricity, Wind, Light, and Dark, and resists Almighty. So if you're going to attack her, do a physical attack. I will go with Mataru... I'm wondering if I should just go with Matarunda first. I think I'd just actually go with a physical attack. Okay, and still only going with physical attacks. Really wishing I freaking done that with Orpheus Telos. Whatever. Her sixth form is Alice. With Alice, she also nullifies Fire, Ice, Electricity, Wind, Light, and Dark, and resists Almighty. So again, you're gonna want to either set up or go with physical attacks. And she knows the skill Mamudun. Now this next phase going up, I'm tempted to just simply not heal, because she can only attack me with just physical attacks. Let's just go with a physical attack. One thing you really should be doing, which I forgot, so this is bad, is to try to hit her with simply physical attacks. Or not physical attacks, sorry. Wrong thing. What you want to do is keep track of how much damage she does. Anyway, her seventh form is Nibiros. And thankfully, she used skills both times. Nibiros resists everything, but nulls Light and Dark. This is a turn you want to set up for, because the next one will kill you. So what you want to do is, after she summons Nibiros, switch to Vishnu and cast Infinity. You have to do this. So I become invulnerable, and she uses Megadoelon. Her eighth form is using Masakado, who resists Almighty, but nullifies everything, and only knows the skill Megadoelon. That is when you want to cast Infinity. You don't want to do that at any other part of the fight, but if you do it here, then she continues to go about in her set pattern. She also has one other persona that she uses on a special occasion. And let's see, should I switch to Messiah? I'm kind of wishing that I actually taught Messiah Salvation right about now, not gonna lie. Yeah, let's just switch to Orpheus Telos, and we're gonna have to use a Beat Chain. The other persona that she uses is Pixie.
I have chosen.
With Pixie, she nullifies all damage and resists Almighty. and knows the skills Diarahan and Megadoilon. So yeah, what Elizabeth will do is that once you get her down to half health, she will cast Pixie in order, well, she'll use Pixie to cast Diarahan on herself. So, there are two ways of going about this fight. One is to continue to attack her, have her use Pixie, and bring her back down to about 10,000 HP. She has 20,000 HP total. Once she gets below 10,000, she'll use Pixie. But she won't use Pixie again unless she goes down below 9,000. So one way of doing this fight is to try to whittle her down twice and basically deal pretty much her entire health bar and then finish her off with Armageddon. The other way about going about this fight, which is what I'm going to attempt to do because I don't think I have the items to last long enough, is with High Counter.
I have chosen.
What you want to do is to lower her down almost to where it's about 10,000. Have High Counter and have her counter one of her physical attacks to get her below 10,000. And then finish her off with Armageddon before she gets a chance to heal. I'm gonna try that. I have no idea if I'm actually gonna be able to pull it off. Attack reverted, and Mazio died. Ugh.
Are you okay? Keep your guard up at
Okay.
all times.
Gonna have to use... I could use more bead chains, but I also have, well, some medical powders. Not really a whole lot. That pretty much just stalls a turn. Thankfully, I've got a lot of these things. I will straight up admit, I have never done this fight before. I've seen this fight before, so I know what's in store, and it's not blind. But I've never actually taken on Elizabeth because I've never really done New Game Plus. So yeah. This is definitely something new for me, and is something that I'm just kind of doing my best on and trying to actually deal with her. Okay. That, I believe, was Metatron. In which case... I may as well just stab her as opposed to just wasting Morning Star. Yeah, that was. Okay, Mamudoon. This is also why you need homunculuses. Because of Mahamaon and Mamudoon. These are instant deaths, and you want to have that skill. Well, you're going to want to have homunculuses to protect you from that. Also, Orpheus Telos, you want to have Unshaken Will as well. Just going about with all different types of things that you want to have on your personas. Unshaken Will mean you won't be suffering any status ailment she casts on you except poison. Which, Nibiru's can be a pain if you have to deal with status ailments.
Your fate is in the
Because if she charms you, or she uses panic, or anything like that, then you won't be able to cast Infinity and be able to prevent her from straight up murdering you. Alright, so go ahead, switch to Vishnu, and cast Infinity. Bad thing is that I'm not really dealing all that much damage to her.
Persona.
I've seen a lot of people use a strategy where they have Mind Charge and Thunder Rain. And that can deal a significant amount of damage. Unfortunately, I don't believe I have any personas that would be viable to use against her. Because if you straight up nullify one of her styles of attack, including any physical moves, she will just straight up use Megadoilon and murder you. I believe I've mentioned that before, but I just want to drive the point home. So, even if I raised up Hello, it would be pretty much, well, pointless. Unless I got rid of Absorb Slash, which I probably should have. Or maybe have just trained up Messiah a little bit more. Alright, well, whatever. We're gonna switch to Orpheus Telos, and we're gonna use a Soma. We're starting to run a little low on SP, and we are pretty hurting. Okay, so, cast a Soma.
Your fate is in the cards.
I also pretty much have Orpheus Telos being my main persona because it has the highest endurance of any of my personas. So it can take hits pretty well. Alright, and I may as well just go up for the offense.
Your fate is in the cards.
I need to deal as much damage as possible. I haven't been keeping track, which I did admit would be something that you probably should. 350, that's a risk. I'm gonna risk it. This is a big chance, but I'm gonna hope she primarily goes with physical attacks.
A token of my appreciation.
Are you okay?
I have
Because her
chosen-
physical attacks don't deal anywhere near as much damage as her spells. That is insanely close. Okay, B chain, B chain. That's a Patra gem. This is a B chain.
Your fate is in the
Okay.
cards.
It would be great if she kept with physical attacks. It's also why you would want to have high counter on Orpheus Telos, because she does use physical attacks quite a bit, and you can deal some decent damage while saving yourself from getting hit. Unfortunately, I didn't have the foresight to do that, and I'm not waiting until I get to January in the stupid game to do that. Okay, Metatron. Miss.
I apologize in advance.
Admittedly, this is where I want her to use her spells. Okay, and she resists pretty much everything, so I'm just gonna run up and stab her.
Persona.
Okay. If she can do this and then just keep missing, that would be fantastic.
Your fate is in the cards.
Because if she misses, then that means that is less damage that she's doing to me. As long as she doesn't hit with those, then I keep my homunculi. Alright, so we run up and stab her again.
Persona.
Poison mist. Oh, please miss. Crap. Like I said,
Your fate is in
poison
the
mist
cards.
is probably the only status ailment she can actually inflict on you. Oh, great. Oh, great. Switch to Vishnu. And then cast Infinity. Unfortunately, we need Infinity for this. Unfortunately...
Your fate is in the cards.
Okay, I can... Problem is, I can take a turn,
I have chosen.
but it's just a matter of would I be able to survive her attacks, and I don't think I can. That poison is very much a problem. Okay, but... If I fail at this, I'm going to be training up Messiah again, because Salvation would actually be a pretty good thing right about here. And then also having a chance to counter. That also wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. So Orpheus Telos and B-Chain. I have to. That poison deals a lot.
Persona.
Okay, how much damage? That's about half. Okay, where are my disc poisons? Where are my disc poisons? Disc poison, did I see it? No, I think they're further up. There they are. I've got a lot of these. Okay,
I apologize.
as long as she
in
sticks to her physical attacks.
Your fate is in the
Well, so much for sticking to physical attacks. I'm gonna have to use another B-Chain. Okay. I'm actually starting to run low on B-Chains. This is seriously bad. Okay,
A token of my appreciation.
good. Allow me to counter. This is getting problematic, and also 133, that really is not that much
I
damage.
have chosen.
Okay, Kool-Aid. Alright, I think we are fine as long as she just uses the light and dark skills.
Can you withstand?
No! This is what I don't want you to do right. This is what I don't want you to do right now! Crap. I don't think I even have a persona with... Ah, great. I don't think I have a persona with Diarahan or Mediarahan.
Your fate is in the cards.
Okay. I can check, though. Because I'm really running low on bead chains. And I can't... And there goes one of my homunculuses. Okay, do I have any personas with healing skills? First heal, and then I'll see if they're actually viable. Ananta! Yes, actually! Ananta would work! Mediarahan, neutral to fire, so that would actually be kind of risky. But it can work. Alice doesn't have anything. Lilith. No. Loki, no. Also, null fire. Ragnarok wouldn't be bad, but too many other things. Alilat would be suicide. Vishnu. No. Oh, no, salvation. So many repels, though, so that could also spell my downfall. Okay, and Succubus. Not really, no. What about Sibylle? Sibylle would work! Okay, so Sibylle would definitely be the persona to go to for healing. Okay, so she just used Alice, which means I can get one attack, and I'm still on Orpheus Tellus, right? Yeah, okay. Just run up and stab her.
Your fate is in the
Kenderafu. Okay.
Persona.
Oh no, not Poison Mist, not Poison Mist. Damn it! Unfortunately, I don't have salvation. So that's a problem. Alright, cast Infinity. Okay. Still takes some damage, but at least I'll be safe for the most part. In fact, entirely safe because I'm at full health.
Your fate is in the cards.
Oh, jeez. This is getting to be kind of risky. Alright, switch back to Orpheus Telos. I don't need to heal. I just need to get rid of this poison. Now, if you'd be so kind to go with physical attacks right now.
Your fate is in the
Not Mara Agudine. Ow.
Persona.
Damn it, Elizabeth! I also want to be careful if I switch to Sibylle. I can probably switch to her next turn to heal, and that way I would be able to resist electricity. Not this turn, though. Agudine, right. Well, I could use Matarunda and be able to save myself a little bit. Oh, but... Should I just lower her attack, or... No, I should be fine. So I'm just gonna run up and stab her.
Your fate is in the cards.
Okay. 173.
Prepare.
And... Yeah. Alright, switch to Sibylle.
Keep your guard up at all times.
And use Diarahan. Starting to run low on beat chains.
Prepare.
Uh-oh. Ew.
I have chosen.
Okay, that deals 300 damage. That deals 200. Okay, Sibylle, kind of worthless to try to heal. Good to know. Good to know. Gonna use an Agudine.
I apologize.
Okay, 134.
Token of my appreciation.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm actually gonna use a medical powder this time and hope that she just uses light and dark skills. Okay. That's fine. That is not fine! Ugh. Damn it. Okay, ugh. I'm gonna use a Soma because I could probably use the SP.
Your fate
As long as she just sticks with Mamudoon, I should be okay. I should be. Damn it! Alright, run up and stab her. Strike, that is also not what I want to see. That's what I want to see, because I can nullify that without any consequence. Okay, switch back to Vishnu. Cast an Infinity. Okay.
I have chosen.
This is getting to be really risky. My item count is starting to run low, and I haven't even gotten to half of what I want to lower her health down to. Okay, so switch back to... I'm half tempted just to go with Messiah! Not gonna lie. But Messiah doesn't have the endurance Orpheus Talos has. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to stick with Orpheus Talos. And just stick with my... Crap, I was supposed to set up for that! I forgot about that. Okay, whatever. It's not the end of the world. I can still recover. I hope.
I have chosen.
Ugh. Okay, gonna switch right on over to a beat chain.
Persona.
If you could please just go with physical attacks. That'd be great, Elizabeth.
I apologize.
Thank you.
in advance.
Alright, go ahead and use an Agidyne. I'm willing her down, but I'm only dealing about 100 damage each time. Which is not a lot. It's really not a lot. Alright, stick with another Agidyne.
Your fate
Okay,
will come.
Mahama on. I can go with that. I can definitely go with that. That is bad. That's my second homunculus.
Watch out!
Oh, 2 physical attacks and I'm dead. Ugh. Gonna risk it. Got a Plume of Dusk in case things don't turn out, which, you know what, they turned out pretty alright. Okay. Crap.
Can you withstand this?
Ugh. Gotta go with another bead chain. If she poisons me, I'm done.
A token of my
Also physical attacks. She can still do those. Okay. That's alright. Just switch over to Vishnu. And Infinity. Yeesh.
Persona.
This is definitely a lot harder than I expected it to be, because honestly, I was kind of hoping I would be dealing more damage than I actually am.
Persona.
So yeah, that's kind of a problem. My mind charge would also not be a bad thing, but I don't have that luxury. Okay, switch over to Orpheus Telos, and this time I won't be dumb in attack. Instead, use Matarunda. If I don't need healing, I'm gonna lower her attack so she deals less damage to me.
Persona.
137, okay.
Your fate is in
And
the
another
palm.
137, that's essentially like 2 physical attacks. Alright. Run over and stab her.
I have chosen.
I almost think it would be better just to keep on stabbing her.
Can you withstand
'Cause I
this?
don't think Agidine really does all that much. All things considered, this is also a risk, but I had to take risks if I want to beat her. 213.
I apologize.
Okay,
in-
slash.
Be
That's
careful.
fine.
Your
That's
fate
less
is in the-
fine.
Keep your guard up at all times.
I'm almost out of B chains and I haven't even taken down to half of what I need her HP to be.
I have chosen.
This is seriously bad. Ugh.
Can you withstand
Oh
this?
crap. Yeah, I saw that was gonna be a crit. The camera's panned back far enough. Damn it. Okay, Agidine.
Your fate is in the
Okay,
cards.
and now she's going with Hama skills. Please. That was my last homunculus!
Your fate is in the cards.
Ah, crap. Okay. This is getting worse by the turn. Ah, crap. Okay.
I have chosen.
Mamadune, I can... Okay, we're good for now. Run up and stab her. Uh-oh.
Are you okay?
This is bad. This is bad.
No. Please get up.
Well, crap. Now this is also why I have a Plume of Dusk. Plume of Dusk ensures that I can get back up, assuming I fall. Wait, why did she have another turn to attack me? That was weird, but okay. Whatever! That was supposed to be Masakado! Or not Masakado. Now it's Masakado, which means I need Vishnu right now. Oh, this is seriously bad. That
Your
was
fate is in the cards.
basically the last thing standing between me and death, and I haven't even gotten down to 1500.
Persona.
This is seriously, seriously bad. Oh, great. Oh, great. Gonna switch back to Orpheus Telos and set up for another attack. And hope she doesn't murder me.
Prepare.
Okay.
I have chosen.
Now she's going to Mara Agidine. Okay. Stab. Yeah! Okay, I can go with that. Please. Ah, crap. Okay. Still risking it, but gonna go for it. Because she's at least vulnerable to fire if she has Jack Frost.
I have chosen.
Okay.
Be careful.
Oh my.
Can you
Okay,
withstand
thank goodness, I'm
this?
gonna live. For now. I'm also down to my last beat chain. I used up 12 of these things and a couple of my somas.
A token of my appreciation.
Is it safe to say that I pretty much lost this? Because I think it's safe to say I pretty much lost this. I mean, I'm still gonna try. But,
I have chosen.
Mahama on. That's good and it's bad. And that's game.
Please open your eyes.
Damn it. Well, that just goes to show how tough Elizabeth is. So yeah, I'm going to need to rethink my strategy. Did not expect this to be a two-parter, but I guess it will be a two-parter.